Go ahead.
Today we're going to talk about shooting with a sling. This is Frank's rifle. It's got a chassis on here. It enables you to put your front sling on either the front or the back. Understand with these slings that the only part that really concerns you at all when it comes to sling shooting is the part from here right back to where the loop is. That in the back really doesn't make any difference whatsoever. We'll talk about doing it both ways, but the first thing we're going to do is just talk about the normal standard way. First thing I'll do, I'll put the rifle up onto my thigh, and I'm going to grab the forearm of the weapon like this. I'll bring the keeper up, give it a half twist outboard. Then my arm is going to go through the loop created, and I'll go above the bicep as far as I can get it. Then with this hand here, I'm going to hold pressure against the rifle here so that I kind of have something to work with. I'll bring the keeper down as tight on the arm as I can. Then the arm goes over and under the rifle, just like that. From there, I'm pretty well set up. You may have to adjust the rifle to where it's going to have good tension on you, or adjust the sling to where it'll have good tension. Then I'll just bring it up and find the position that I'm looking for right here so that I can make my shot. The key on shooting with the sling is going to be the fundamental natural point of aim. Test it. Once I come up, I'll look through my optic. Do I see my target? That's not right. So what I'll do is I'll move my body and the rifle as one unit, and I'll take a look again. I overcorrected a little bit that time. So I'm going to come up here in this fashion. I can get a real good natural point of aim. Testing it the same way. I'll go in, find it on target. I'll go through a couple of breathing cycles after having closed my eyes and open them. Are they there in the same place? Yep, it sure is. Then dry fire, just to make sure. Now, just because you're shooting from the sling position doesn't give you the right to slap the trigger. You still got to come straight back on the trigger, still find the 90. All of those things are still going to apply. When I get ready to fire the gun, again, I may want to go through another couple of dry fires just to make sure that the reticle stays exactly where I left it. But once that natural point of aim is built, the hit becomes commonplace and not the miss. Again, up on the hand here, I'm not gripping the gun. I don't have a death grip on the gun. I don't have anything going on with this gun. There's no undue pressure or stress in any way whatsoever. Another thing that you might want to look at, if Frank, you want to come at it from the back, is I've got the elbow, the left elbow, as far underneath the rifle as I can get. We see this a lot. If you're doing this, you're using muscles to hold up the gun. They won't last long. Make sure that you get the elbow underneath, fleshy part of your tricep forward of the knee. Sometimes people will shoot like this. That's fine too. Just make sure that you don't have the ball of the elbow on the leg, because it's not going to work very good. Key, getting the elbow as far underneath the rifle as you possibly can. That way you can test and see how that's going to work. We'll try a shot or two and see if I can hit anything. You'll notice that the recoil will rock me back some. No biggie. Recoil's got to go somewhere. In a nutshell, that's about all there is to it. Let me break out this magazine again and get this weapon clear. Okay. With the chassis, you also have the option of putting these slings on the other side. When you do that and you're getting set up to shoot the rifle, you remember the outboard twist from last time? That becomes unnecessary. This stock is designed to be a little bit more forgiving whenever it comes to sling shooting than some of the others. By having that, if you're having a rifle built, you might want to have a flush cup or something put on the other side there, and you'll have the same thing with your rifle. Then, same position, hand goes under, and I've kind of got the same position. By putting the sling, the stud on the other side here, it kind of takes that right or left hand torque out of the gun, and you're able to, for the rifle to sit there a little bit easier without having to have any, pressure with your hand. It's kind of helpful if you have a stock that's rounded on the bottom. These are flat on the bottom, so it's real easy, but if your stock is rounded on the bottom, see if you can get that attached on the other side if you want to get into this just a little bit more. And again, Same thing, very, very easy, nothing to it. Don't overthink it. Don't think yourself into a hole or get wrapped around the axle in any way. Understand also, shooting from the sling or sling supported, it's going to be the same. I'm kind of like in a modified kneeling here. And so there's other ways that you can set up. The only reason you would go with the sling is to see over terrain anyway. Try to get the pro that you can get it. But if I was going to go in a seated position, the same elements are always going to apply. This is more of an open leg here. I can go bringing my other knee up here so I have a place to rest my firing hand. All of the same elements apply. I've got the elbow underneath the gun, no grip up here, the rifle just sits there. That's the best way to describe this. Nothing fancy. Don't get too excited about it. Just go out and practice it. Follow those basic rules and you'll be fine.
Haji's drunk.
There you go. Use the angle, there you go. Ease that trigger back, don't slap it. Move, get to a different set of cover. Watch that muzzle. Look around, scan, where's he at? Where's he at?
First go, up.
Whack-a-mole, whack-a-mole. There you go, yeah. There he is. Use cover. Exposed. Remember, give yourself a little bit of standoff for that cover. Standoff with the cover.
Haji's drunk.
They don't drink, they smoke dope.
He's sitting there. Don't wait for him to move.
Stop it.
Use cover. Don't stay out there. Ceasefire! Whip it on.